Good morning, family, and welcome to what I'm calling the routine. This is Dr. B, and for the next 365 days, we're going to do this together. And we're not going to do it perfectly, but we are going to do it consistently. You know, we all talk about wanting a routine. We talk about discipline, consistency, faith, growth, but most of us don't actually have a routine that we can return to every single day. This isn't going to be me teaching you from the outside. This is me committing to becoming with you. So if you hang with me for 30 days, you'll build a powerful habit. If you hang with me for 90 days, it will change your life. But if you hang with me for all 365 days, your life will never be the same. And that, my friend, is a complete promise. As people who want to live their best lives, we need to be intentional. No, we have to be intentional. And for the next 365 days, if you join me, this is how we will start our day. We will wake up on purpose. We will protect our focus. We will not be distracted by opening our phones, devices, TV, computers, etc. until we are done here. We will hydrate immediately. We will create stillness through our breathing. We will work on our connection and our identity through a short devotional. We will focus on our gratitude. We will set our intention for the day. We will plan to make a connection with somebody this day. We will make and keep at least one promise to ourselves. And at some point today, we will move our body, not together, but you can do exercise, you can get it done. So now listen, if you're just finding us today, whether it's day 1 or day 200, you're right on time. These days don't build on each other, but each one stands on its own, and it's about consistency. And I understand because of the time zone, we're doing it at 6:30 Mountain Time, but whatever, you might have kids, you might have work and a real life. You may not always be able to join us live, and that's okay. If you need to, you can always watch the recording from the day before and do this routine earlier in your day if that's what it takes. It's live is obviously more powerful, but the recording still works. And that's what matters, is that you spend this time intentionally. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to show up. Welcome to the routine. Let's become together. And if you need more information, just go ahead and go to routine.live. Now let's go. All right. Good morning, and good morning. Can't wait for this amazing, incredible day to happen. So glad that we woke up. So glad that you're joining me today, that we get to do this routine together. We get to spend this time setting our intention for today. So we start out with some breathing. So hopefully you're ready to do some breathing with me. And let's just calm ourselves. And you say, well, I'm calm. I just woke up. I'm not even doing a whole bunch. But all right, so we're going to take deep breaths in. These are belly breaths. These are breaths that fill your whole body with the oxygen that your body is breathing. Breathe in. This is how we start our day. Breathe in. Breathe out. We woke up on purpose this morning. We're just making an intention in our day. Breathe in. Breathe out. We want to protect our focus. Breathe in. Not being distracted by devices. Hopefully my device isn't even in this room anymore. Just leave it in the other room. Maybe look at it if I want it. And she told me yesterday that she has hers in a time lock device that she can't even open up till 10 a.m. without. You're going to hydrate. Breathe in. Don't have your glass of water already? Go get it. Doing this as a recording, pause and go get it. Doing all this breathing, we got to feed it with water. Great. Doing some breathing. Connection. A short devotional. Gratitude for these things. 3 more of these. Breathe in. Set our intention for today. Breathe in. One more day, one more big giant one. So good. Go ahead and grab your water. Doing 12 ounces 3 times in the morning. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Right? Hydrate before you caffeine. I promise you, your brain loves you for this. I got my hot water so I can hear my this hot water tea is tea, but it's just tea with like herbal tea with nothing in it. So, all right, let's jump into our devotional for today. We are on day 35, faithfulness over feelings. We walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. God, anchor me beyond emotion. Yesterday I got a call last night I got a call from a friend who was asking, can I talk to you? And of course I said yes. I mean, he goes, well, what are you doing? Which is kind of the nice way for him to say, can you please have a conversation with me? This was, he's on the East Coast and I'm in Denver, so it was only 8 o'clock for me, 10 o'clock for him. So if somebody's calling me at 10 o'clock, I know that there is something that he needs to know. And he says one of the things that he would like for me to just listen to him because he just wants to make sure he wasn't in his emotions and was able to think logically. My thought was, well, yeah, beyond emotions, but emotions are important. But how can we make sure that we have faithfulness over that emotion? It was so cool that he started with that because he already kind of knew this is where he was at. And so Bonhoeffer teaches that faithfulness sustains community when feelings fade. It's so amazing that our emotions, they get the best of us, but they get the best of us in that moment. It's hard to keep the same emotion over time for a sustained amount of time, depending on what emotion that it is. But if it's one of those that brings up anger, how long can you stay angry and have that emotion? How long can you feel sad? How long can you feel some of these things that we get into our own heads? And then sometimes we want to keep them and we keep them forcing to manifest themselves in our life. We say, I got to stay angry at this person because he did me wrong. And the reality is you probably don't. A leader continued showing up even when unseen. Continued showing up even when unseen. Years later, their consistency had changed lives. And so when we think about today, the story there were days I showed up, I showed up tired. There's days I showed up tired, uninspired, and unsure if it mattered. But choosing faithfulness, showing up in those moments, built something lasting. Feelings passed, faithfulness remained, and it carried more power than motivation ever could. I think one of the words that we can put in there is just consistency. The consistency of knowing that I'm going to show up regardless of the emotions. I'm going to be there. I'm going to listen regardless of emotions. Now, I'm not saying we're all perfect and emotions get the best of us. Even Jesus tore up the temple, right? But it's a matter of just knowing, hey, if I can look, especially in those times of emotions, one to God, and then the other to other folks. When you're in community, you have the ability to call on other folks that can hear you, that can listen. An example that I gave for today, I think is so important because you show up going, I don't know where I'm at right now. I just know I need to talk to someone. I don't know where I'm at right now. I just know I need to talk to someone. And then do it. And maybe it's a therapist, maybe it's a mom, maybe it's a dad, maybe it's a friend. Whoever it is, I don't want you to sit in it alone. Because feelings fluctuate, but faithfulness remains. So my invitation for today is, where do you need to choose faithfulness today over the feelings? Maybe you were hurt. Hurting people hurt people. I get that. I understand that. But if it's just a feeling, are you okay with changing who that person is inside of you in order to be and show up for others in the way that you know how? So the invitation here is, where do you need to choose faithfulness today? Maybe get out of emotional bed. And then the practice is, honor one commitment today, regardless. And the deeper the emotion, the harder that is to do. Just pick one little thing, one commitment today, regardless of how you feel. So Lord, steady my heart, help me walk faithful. Steady my heart. Well, the emotion isn't, because emotion's high, intelligence low, right? Emotion's high, intelligence low. And the blessing that I would love to give to you, may your faithfulness be unwavering. Faithful that you're going to get through it, faithful that it's going to be over, faithful that it's done, at least for today. All right, thanks for doing the devotion today. I'm just going to jump right in to our gratitude session, and I've just realized I didn't put you on screen for that, so I apologize for that again. So let's start with the gratitude before we do our next breathing session. So in the gratitude session, if you're new to here today, to just go ahead and write it down, what you're thankful for, maybe 10 things. As I talk through mine, it might help spark something that you're grateful for. So here we go. Thank you, God, that I woke up today, that I'm grateful for life, for the body that continues to function with purpose and with strength. Thank you for my heart beating, my lungs breathing, my brain processing, my nervous system regulating, and my cells renewing. Thank you for helping me to stay aware of how my health supports everything else in my life. Thank you for guiding me to maintain healthy rhythms, movement, nourishment, rest, and focus, so my body continues to support my calling with clarity and endurance. I thank you for the relationships that I have, for my family, my wife, my children, my parents, my in-laws, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, the people that I'm around, and the stability that they bring to my life. Thank you for shared moments, shared responsibility, and shared growth. Thank you for helping me to continue to invest in my relationships. Thank you for guiding me to be present, patient, and intentional in how I connect to others. I am grateful for every person you have placed in my life and the role each one plays. I thank you for the call that I got last night, that I was able to be present, that I was able to listen, that I was able to have the time to invest in that relationship. I thank you for my provisions. Thank you for the provision of my life, for the food, the nourishment to me, the home that brings me peace, transportation that provides freedom, and safety that allows me to rest. Thank you for consistency in meeting my needs and for the stability that it provides. Thank you for guiding me to remain aware of my provision as daily evidence of the work. I thank you for my finances. I'm grateful for financial provision and the opportunity. Thank you for income, resources, and the ability to manage my finances responsibly. Thank you for helping me remain disciplined and thoughtful in how I use money. Thank you for guiding my financial decisions so they continue to align with stewardship, responsibility, long-term purpose, and that's for my family, my community, maybe the people that I don't even know. Thank you for the impact that I'm able to have. I know that impact does not come from me, that income comes from you. I just need to be obedient, and thank you for allowing me to be obedient in the purpose. I thank you that I get to live with purpose and boldly today. Thank you that my experiences, consistency, and obedience continue to help others become a person that you created them to be. Thank you for guiding me to recognize, demonstrate, not just declare that purposeful living, what purposeful living looks like. I am grateful that my life continues to have meaning beyond me and myself. I thank you for this day. I thank you for the continued work that you do for me in my life. So grateful that I woke up this morning and have this day to be there for others. All right, so grab, if you haven't, go ahead and grab your, oh, you're not going to grab anything. We're going to breathe first before we grab our water. All right, so let's go 12 seconds in, 12 seconds out. I'm putting my hands on my chest and on my belly so I can feel my belly come out on this. So breathe in. Breathe in. In. Yesterday I breathed through my nose and it just loosened up everything. I'm going to try that again. Breathe in through my nose. Out. Out. Through the nose. Five. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. That's 7, so we have 3 more. Everything's loosening up. 9. One last one. Breathe in. Hold it. That was good. That one just loosened up all kind of stuff. All right, it's our water. This is our second glass of water. All right, let's jump into our affirmations for today. All right, so let's do. All right. I am becoming the person my future requires. I am becoming the person my future requires. I am becoming the person my future requires. I hope you're saying this with me. Sorry about that. Just stuff was coming up from breathing. All right. So then the next one, I choose presence over pressure today. I choose presence over pressure today. I hope you're saying this with me. I'm choosing presence over pressure today. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I am consistent, not perfect. I am consistent, not perfect. I am consistent, not perfect. I listen before I react. I listen before I react, and I am going to make sure that today I put this on the screen. I can't believe I keep forgetting to do this. I listen before I react. And so, there we go. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I build trust through my daily actions. I build trust through my daily actions. I build trust through my daily actions. I am connected to God, to myself, and to others. I am connected to God, to myself, and to others. I am connected to God, myself, and others. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. I finish what I start. I finish what I start. I finish what I start. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I protect my focus and I guard my mind. I protect my focus and I guard my mind. I protect my focus and I guard my mind. I choose discipline as an act of self respect. I choose discipline as an act of self respect. I choose discipline as an act of self respect. I honor my body, my time, and my calling. I honor my body, my time, and my calling. I honor my body, my time, and my calling. I speak life to myself and to others. I speak life to myself and to others. I speak life to myself and to others. I make space for stillness and clarity. I make space for stillness and clarity. I make space for stillness and clarity. We did that this morning, right? I keep my promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I keep my promises, especially the ones that I make to myself. I keep my promises, and especially the ones I make to myself. I choose courage over comfort. I choose courage over comfort. I choose courage over comfort. I make meaningful connections every day. I make meaningful connections every day. I make meaningful connections every day. I take responsibility for who I'm becoming. I take responsibility for who I am becoming. I take responsibility for who I am becoming. I am right where I'm supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. I am right where I'm supposed to be right now in order to become who God made me to be. I am right where I'm supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. God has already placed me and is providing me with everything that I need for what He has called me to do. God has already placed me and is providing me with everything that I need for what He has called me to do. God has already placed me and is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. I live in abundance because there is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. I live in abundance because there is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. I live in abundance because there is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. And I count it all joy knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and to fulfill His purpose in me and through me. I count it all joy knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and to fulfill His purpose in me and through me. I count it all joy knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and to fulfill His purpose in me and through me. All right, we're going to jump into our last portion, which is our word of the day. So let's escape out of here, go to our word of the day. And the word of today is community. Community is the word of our day today. And so community is not accidental, it's built one connection at a time. I think community is what we long for. Community is what God has called us to be part of. It is something that is so important. So, community grows through intention, not convenience. It forms when people choose presence over isolation. And in this day and age, we know how many people are choosing isolation because they think their community is this online one way. I listen to content that people put out there, but sometimes I don't give back to the same people. But God didn't intend that. God intended that people could feed into your life as much as you feed back into their life, that they can see your reactions so that they can come and they can comfort you and they can be there for you, or they can laugh with you and have joy with you. That is what community is all about. And sometimes it's harder because we have all these electronics and we have these screens, and then we pick and choose the good parts of the community, but we forget that there are other parts of the community that we need to endure in order to strengthen us. Through community, I've seen people struggle silently because they don't want to be a burden. And I promise you, that is exactly when we talked about it earlier today. And I talked about my example. I want to be there for people. And I'm sure people want to be there for me. And so, if ever you think that you're a burden, I'm telling you that you're not. Unless somebody directly says, get out of my face, then that is the wrong community. And the moment someone reaches out, everything shifted for me. Community doesn't remove hardship, it reminds us we don't face it alone. So if you think that you're going to not go through things, I have to give you the scoop on that. You are absolutely going to go through things, but you shouldn't go through things alone. Like, my goal this year is to make sure that I'm doing things together in community. Everything that I do, that I'm not trying to share life alone. I'm trying to go through life with others and in community. So today I want you to make a connection by initiating a community. Invite somebody to coffee. A community can be one person. It's intentional, you bring. I have a community called Becoming the Person Universe, and there's a free access there if you want to go to becomingtheperson.com and just get into something. That one's online, and hopefully we'll get together. But find somebody that you can go talk to. Have some coffee with somebody. It can even be a virtual coffee. If that's the timing that you have and you don't have time to go out and or you don't have time to make it with somebody, pray with somebody today, maybe. Let someone know they are not alone. Every day I tell you, you are an answer to somebody's prayer. You need to be available to be that answer today. Whatever somebody's praying for and asking for, even if they're doing it silently, you might show up with a smile. You might show up just as a comment that you make to a clerk at the grocery store. Whatever it is, I want you to be available. You don't get to choose how you answer somebody's prayer because it's their prayer and God does that. You just have to be available. So I don't want you to run out there going, hey, I'm the answer to your prayer and this is what you need to do. And then you start giving demands and telling somebody and controlling somebody's life. No, that's not how it works. You just have to be available. So let someone know they're not alone. So promise to yourself. Your promise, again, can be anything that you want it to be. I'm just giving you a suggestion. Today, I would love if you can take one step toward connection instead of isolation. If you're feeling alone, if you're feeling that, hey, I don't have anybody. I don't even know who to call. Hey, call me. Do something today to make sure that you are taking the isolation out of your life and you are adding a connection. Be intentional about the connection. Call somebody. So first thing in your promise, whatever your promise is, I want you to make it. Make that promise, whatever it is. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to write that promise down. Then I want you to say it out loud. So whatever you wrote down, say it out loud. And then the final step is do it before you go to bed. All right, that's our word today is community. I can't wait for tomorrow to be able to do. We're on day 35 where you just keep moving through this. I can't wait till we say we're on day 135 or 235 or 335. We are going to do this. We're going to do it together. All right. So I'm getting ready to listen to the song that we end with every day, but I want to make sure that you know that you're God's greatest gift and let Him love on you today. You are a champion. You are born for greatness. I want you to know that you, again, are an answer to somebody else's prayer, and you were born for that greatness. So, whatever it is that you do today, just know that you walk in that light that you are born for greatness and good ability to do everything that you've been put on this earth to do. All right, so let's end our day with the song, and we will talk with you tomorrow. Here it is.
Yeah. Dr.B in the building. We're becoming the person now. Let's go.
Let's go.
Woke up with a purpose, sunlight on my face. The God who made the universe still knows me by my name. Every step is kingdom, every breath is grace. I do not rush the process, I just run in my own lane. 2 ears, 1 mouth, so I listen first. Hurting people hurt people, so I speak the healing words. I am a coach, a friend, a brother, a guide, helping people break the limits that were living inside. You have to be the one before you do the thing. Identity before assignment, that is how freedom sings. Every story is sacred, every life unique, and they do not care what you know until they know you are listening. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Stepping in the calling, walking wild and free. From the podcast to the people, I pray for every day. Purpose in my heartbeat, purpose in my name. I am becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where my freedom stays. From mile-high flights to Chicago nights, from track lines chalk to the chaplain's light. 250 men with stories that ignite, now living boldly with purpose taking off in sight. Relationship first, that is the way I lead. Connection is the soil where the soul gets freed. I am a husband, father, and granddad too. 30 people at Thanksgiving, that's what love can do. I say you are God's greatest gift because it is true. Every room gets brighter when you walk through. I am living this mission until the final breath, helping others rise so their best becomes their next step. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Stepping in the calling, walking wild and free. From the pastures to the people, I pray for every day. Purpose in my heartbeat, purpose in my name. I am becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where my freedom stays. From Denver to the nations, let the good news spread. Faith over fear, that is the voice in my head. If you knew the stories and the places I have been, you would know every setback was a setup to win. I show up with bass and I show up with fire. I show up with truth for the ones who inspire. Legacy in motion, generations rise. God's fingerprints are all over my life. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Walking in the promise He keeps over me. Every step is purpose, every breath is praise. And the world gets brighter when we live this way. We are becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where our freedom stays. Let's go! Dr.B. Becoming the person. Every day.
All right, all right. So as you're becoming the person God made you to be today, I want you to have an amazing, awesome, just incredible day. And I cannot wait to talk to you and see you tomorrow. Have a great, wonderful day.